What's happening out there, YouTube? Triple Tapper back again with another Sig Sauer review. Guess you might say I am a Sig fan. If you saw in my previous video on the P320, which I'm going to be doing a part 2 here pretty soon, that P320 was actually the first Sig Sauer pistol I've ever owned. And you know, since buying it, I've just really become hooked. I love their pistols. I love the quality, even like the hard case that they send. I think it's kind of worthwhile. It's easy to carry. So without further ado, let's get going here. Ooh, isn't that pretty? What do we got here? Well, ladies and gentlemen, this fine piece of equipment here, this is a Sig Sauer 1911 chambered in a 45 ACP. So, couple of things about this gun. I just picked this up a couple of days ago. I went to Spring Guns and Ammo right here in Spring, Texas. I live in the Woodlands, Conroe, Spring area. It's basically about 40-45 miles due north of Houston. So just to kind of give you guys geographically where I'm located. Went into Spring Guns and Ammo, just kind of looking around. Had seen 1911s. I've never owned one, and I've never owned a 45 caliber pistol until this one. Never had anything against them. I've shot them. I liked them. Just never owned one. And the guy walked in. The guy says, "How can I help you?" And I said, "Well, I just kind of want to see what you have in the way of 1911." Well, we walked over there. We're looking at some stuff, and believe it or not, this bad boy was actually used. I mean, and look at it. I mean, it is just phenomenal. I mean, it's in such great shape. Beautiful. Wow. And I was blown away. And believe me when I tell you, I got a hell of a deal on this gun. I think I paid $700 out the door. The guy was very motivated to sell. So, before we get going, let's do a quick safety check here. Light to the rear. So we see nothing there, nothing in there. Magazine is out. So, we know we're good to go. So, as I always like to point out, I love the fact that Sig always gives, at least all the ones I've bought so far, give me 2 mags. These are 8-round mags, and of course one in the chamber. Very nice. The spring tension is very good. Let me see if I can kind of zoom in here a bit and make that a little more clear. The loading ramp is nice and smooth. It's not divoted, so I mean this thing loads really quickly. That 45 caliber bullet, that 230 grain. Just a big old bullet, and of course you can get different grains, but the one that I've been shooting is the 230 grain. So 2 mags. These are custom wood grips. This finish is called Nitron. It does have a rail, which not all of the 1911s do. Of course, the trigger here. The specs say that it's rated for 5 pounds. But I mean, it's got a really crisp trigger pull and a really nice reset. I actually like the trigger. May upgrade to one that has some of the kind of the holes in it. This is a skeletonized hammer. This has the the Novak sights on it that comes standard out of the box. Let me see if I can get this to do a little better. That's about the best we're going to do. The sights are fantastic. And what I really like, I'm not a big fan of the thumb safeties, but this one I like because it's not over here on the other side. I've seen some guys do some modifications to their weapons whenever they remove that, and they're just kind of left with a big old hole there. And it just looks kind of silly, like something's missing, and of course it is. So with this one, I'm a right-handed shooter. And man, it's just, so smooth. And this has, the multiple kind of safety features. It's got the nice beaver tail. So even if I, with the hammer, or I'm sorry, the safety disengaged, I go to pull the trigger, it will not pull because the beaver tail here, look at this nice big beaver tail. You have to actually engage that and pull the trigger. But of course, if you got that up, that doesn't matter. So pull that down. That's how you pull the trigger. So let's get it locked to the rear here. Again, this is an upgraded match barrel. So it doesn't come standard on the Sig 1911s. I'm sorry, I'm told. So it is, as I said, upgraded. And this weapon has a lot of really nice features. I mean, these grips are just absolutely beautiful. It is. I mean, it's got some heft to it. So the recoil, I mean, is not bad at all. I mean, I took this straight out of the box. Haven't adjusted a thing through it. I fired a few hundred rounds, probably 300 rounds through it, and I haven't had to do a single thing to the sights. It is right on target. It's sighted perfectly for me. So just a little bit about the specifications. One thing that I learned is that you could only shoot a 1911 single action. They are what they call SAO, single action only. Did not know that. But just to kind of show you, so if we do the shoot it there, and now if I go to pull the trigger, beaver tail engage, there's nothing happens. So even if you do kind of the semi-cock, nothing, single action, there you go. So, and I'm told that that's just characteristic of all 1911s. It may have something to do with the time period in which they were made. You know, they're over 100 years old, and they really haven't changed that much in over 100 years. So, you know, don't know my gun history probably as well as I should. I'm not 100% sure when, you know, the double action pistols first came into play. So if any of you guys would like to point that out, please feel free. I do love a good history lesson. So, you know, like I said, I got this weapon used, and it is just absolutely phenomenal. My very first 1911 and my very first 45. So, you know, we'll look at the slot. I'm sorry, the magazine sits in there, and I mean, it doesn't sit, you know, perfectly flush, but I think it gives, because of that black, I think it gives it some character. There's a lot of options and upgrades you can do to this to make it even more match component, you know, I mean, match worthy. Like I said, it's rated as a 5-pound trigger. You know, you can even I've seen some guys kind of bore this out, make that lighter, just change out the grips, and it's not that hard to do. You know, just kind of change out on a bolt here. I do believe the mag release is ambidextrous. What's different about the Sig is that their extractor is external, and from what I'm told, that is not commonplace on the 1911s. But Sig has kind of brought them, you know, into a more modern era. So barrel length is 5 inches. Like I said, rated 5-pound trigger pull. Shoots 45 ACP, brand new. This thing retails MSRP's right around $1,200, depending on where you live. Like I said, I picked this up for $700 out the door. So I was completely elated to get this. This was an early birthday present to myself. Happy birthday, me. Absolutely love this firearm. This is one that, you know, this is going to be definitely one that it's going to kind of be my go-to pistol, one that I shoot with a lot, practice with a lot. 45 ammo, not too bad cost-wise, and it's just a fun thing to shoot, man. It leaves some nice big holes in the target, a lot of stopping power. Great for a home defense situation. They do sell this, again, this is a full size. They do sell this in, I think they typically compare it to what they call, whoops, move my camera here, a commander version, so a little bit smaller. But I mean, I'm not too big on smaller guns. I like to have some heft to it. And like I said, I've got big hands, so I need something that will work for me and that's comfortable for me to shoot. So I find myself going to this weapon more and more, and I've only had it for 2 days. Absolutely love it. Hope you guys like it. If you have any questions, comments, anybody knows when Double Action came about, please feel free to leave me a comment. All that is much appreciated. Until next time, Triple Tapper out.